Me, I am a memoir. I said a memoir. The meaning of Mariah Carey.
Hello, Emily. Welcome back to Me. I Am a Memoir, the meaning of Mariah Carey. This is Fab, that is Posh, and we are here back in Mariah's world, which is a blessing and a curse for various reasons.
It is. And I'm just remembering as we're going into the intro that I have to remember that we're filming now. Because I think I was just like eyes into the sky.
Just
like, what's happening? I was being Molly trying to find the Apple TV. Yeah. So
you don't have to worry. Like, no one's actually watching it. Like,
I know.
If I cared,
Well,
I
'cause
would
we
do
didn't tell
something
anyone.
about the weird ring lights on my glasses.
My ring light, I need to get Mariah's lighting people in because it's decided that it now only turns on or off.
Yeah.
It doesn't change anymore.
Yeah.
So, and to turn it off, I just yank it out of the back of the computer.
I've got some, I can change temperatures. Oh, that's better.
Yeah, I
Let's have
used to
that
be able to do that right up until today, but I think Molly fucked just everything up.
Yeah, she was trying to turn on the Apple TV.
Were you just flipping your hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Gotta make sure it's good.
It was big hair too.
It is quite
that's Peggy Bundy level. Wow.
Hang on, I'll just pat it down.
Yeah, perfect. Oh, that fits on the screen now.
Yeah. If you're wondering, we like idiots. We film ourselves because we're in different cities, so we have to be able to see ourselves. But if you want, you can watch us do this lunacy online.
Yeah, it's the whole episodes now, not just my terrible
you can
3-second
flicking
videos.
My hair.
Yeah, beautiful.
You can see Posh just looking off into the middle distance, going, "When will he stop talking?
Is it over?" I'm probably just staring at Mariah in the background because we always
You probably
have
are.
Mariah
I mean, she does look fabulous. I've got her
Absolutely.
aloft, being carried, even though I don't like that.
No.
I've had an accident. I did my shoulder.
Yeah, don't want to be dropped.
Don't want to be dropped.
I don't know what that's like. I've never been dropped. So other people get dropped. I don't get dropped. People with regular names.
People
get
with
dropped.
regular names frequently drop.
Yeah, she'd have to pick up this little couch by herself. She'd have to go to the store. I don't have to go to the store. No.
Speaking of, I've got some news about her in the next couple of weeks, but that's for the next couple of weeks.
That is, we're firmly in Mariah's world.
We
so
are.
What is happening?
Let's not talk about things. Anyway, while we're in Mariah's world, before we go to Mariah's world, the TV show that we're talking about here in our Mariah's world. Oh my God, I've hurt myself in the head. We should catch up with what's happening in Mariah's world now in the Mimi moment.
Me moments.
It's nice to hear, competent singing again, I have to say. Okay, we've actually only got a couple of small Mimi moments because, Mariah's she's having a little moment of rest because the Christmas season is so full on for her. She needs a little break.
Yeah.
She needs some yacht time,
Vocal rest.
So she has, of course, celebrated her anniversary. Happy anniversary to Mariah.
Happy anniversary.
By posting some pictures of just some casual yacht lounging.
She loves a yacht.
She does. She's got some posing by the beach, some posing at dusk, some posing during the day, some posing at night. All poses covered.
All in gowns.
Absolutely. Are you kidding?
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Not even a question at this point.
Asking?
I know. And of course, it was all in her bathroom. The ocean. The whole ocean. And it's so funny because I feel like half the crap that we come up with kind of is real. Like, somehow, she must be listening. She's hearing this
and she
going,
manifests. Like, when she listened to us talk about the mopping for so long.
I know.
And then she sang
wrote
her
a song about a
mopping
mop.
song. Yeah.
I know. It cannot be a coincidence because it's too fucking crazy. So,
Thank you, Mariah, for listening to our podcast about you. and
we're so
regular
sorry.
people.
Yeah, she probably doesn't listen to those
doesn't
episodes.
listen to those
She wouldn't hear them. Like she would press play and go, "Why is there nothing
There's
happening?"
no noise. I don't
hear
know what
it.
this noise is.
No, I
noise.
don't.
I don't know it.
I can't know a noise if I can't know it.
I
you
don't
know,
know it.
it's
So why would
silly.
how can I understand what's happening in those
Yeah.
episodes? Anyway.
She doesn't even see the episode. It's just a blank space on her screen. You know, so someone else tells
I
her
love
about.
the idea of Mariah
Anyway.
listening to this, just going, "Oh, I love that they talk about me, but why do they talk about themselves so much?"
Oh god! And why didn't he like that one song? And she'll bring it up to me if we ever meet.
Oh yeah, she'll be on you about the
I
beautiful
know.
ones.
She'll be like, you know what though? Prince didn't like his songs being covered either.
I know.
So,
yeah, so-
but you know what? I think as we discovered it might be a Prince thing because the Plinky Plonk, like, is not for me.
I know.
I've found out.
Yes. I think you
anyway.
don't like the Prince.
Well, I like the Prince as an artist and a person, but just not their output.
Right. Whereas I do love the Prince album.
Yes.
How can you not love a song
speaking-
like Cream, Get On
Oh
Top,
yeah, Cream, great.
Cream.
Kiss,
You Will Cop?
love Kiss, love Little Red Corvette, like the hits and shirts.
Controversy. I love Controversy.
I don't know that one.
Oh,
That
it's
might
a
be
very, very early one. I had it on a vinyl. What was the vinyl? Was it 83 Through the Roof, maybe?
Oh, the roof.
Like those.
That's how that
Yeah.
comes together.
That's how it comes together.
Now, of course, speaking of Mariah's bathroom, the ocean, she has been talking to People magazine about how she unwinds with a nice bath.
Yes.
But when other people run it for her, they get it wrong.
They
And
always would.
The quote is, they put in too many bubbles. That gets a little bit out of control because then you can't just lay back without getting bubbles all over you.
Exactly.
I prefer the bath salts. Those can be really good, especially if you're a little sore or whatever. You can just soak in bath salts. My latest favorite are the orange ones. They're really good. Then there's the lavender ones that are really relaxing. I'm concerned Mariah has been reading Jen's blog. I've got to say. Or this is just AI trying to have a crack at being Mariah.
Maybe.
She wasn't available.
Yeah.
And they thought, we'll just type in Mariah bubble bath and just see what comes up.
It was probably a thing where she's like, I could name them, but they haven't given me a sponsorship, so they can be the orange ones.
But that's all we've got. It's just a little slight skinny legend Mimi moment this week.
I do love bath salts myself. Do you think when she says the bath salts, what she means is the ocean that is my bath is quite salty?
Yeah, because when I get in the other ones, pools, I think they're called, they're not salty.
They're not salty.
They're like
Also,
they're more bubbly.
when they put the bubbles in, what she's saying is sometimes the surf is a bit strong. And
Yes.
I don't want it to knock my gown off when I'm having a dip.
Yeah. And sometimes there's, like other creatures and things.
Yeah.
There's seaweed. Weed is for regular people. I don't.
Much more regular people.
Yeah.
I could
There's
be
little
outdoorsy.
Yeah, in a photo. But yes, that does bring us somehow to the end of Mimi Moments.
Oh, bless you. Thank you for keeping us updated with
welcome.
Mariah's
It's my pleasure.
business. Right up our dates.
And her dates right up our business. It's perfect. It works cyclical.
Double DP of updating. Speaking of DPs, our eyes have been assaulted this week by the, it seems by episode 2, the increasingly mismanaged television program that is Mariah's World.
To be generous, yes.
Which she still refers to as a documentary, and bless her for that. But it is time for us to break it on down. Mariah's World Part 2.
Break me on down.
Episode 2, Mariah's World, is called Bone Contention. I have no idea why.
Bone of contention or just bone contention?
I just wrote Bone Contention. That's what the file said. I don't
Bone
know.
of contention.
Okay, sure.
I did. Oh my God. Me and my friend Peter have this. This is going to be completely off topic and unnecessary. But my friend Peter and I went to see a friend of ours who was doing a talk at like a Comic-Con or something.
Okay.
And he was being very serious about queer matters and, representation. And at one point he said bone of conjecture, and we... have dined out on that it's probably been 12 years now.
Oh, God.
Bless. Just every now and again, well, it's a bone of conjecture, but I won't really go.
yeah. Perfect.
To the point now when I saw bone of contention, I'm like, oh no, she's got that wrong. It's bone of conjecture. Oh no, that's the that's the shit-heading one.
Or if you may, you just remove the middle of the whole phrase.
Contention.
Bone contention. Whatever.
Oh, I've got bone contention. It's a disorder.
I do. Yes, I do actually. Thank you for checking in on that.
Why you can't run on grass.
No, exactly.
Because of your bone contention.
So this episode has had a huge viewership of 0.81 million viewers.
That's a lot for cable television.
Well, I did the math, and we were at 2.2 last week, so it's gone up.
Yeah.
So that's great. That's what we want, because
exactly
that's how it works.
8's a bigger number than 2.
Oh God, yeah. Doesn't matter what order it's in.
Doesn't matter where the decimal point is, as long as 8's a bigger number than 2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the poshnopsis?
The poshnopsis. All right, here we go. A poshnopsis, a poshnopsis. Mariah's well, poshnopsis.
Oh, we're going off with any melody now, are we?
I just thought I'd mix it up a little.
No, I like it.
I remixed.
You did. That Dave Morales was all up in that.
Oh, if it was a Morales, it would end with a poshnopsis.
You're squealing so loud that it's cancelled out of my ear. I can't hear. And she's dead. All right. Previously on Mariah's World, Stella, Tour,
Stella,
Lighting.
Don't even say her name.
I know.
Fucking incompetent bitch.
Well, she's gonna come up.
Yeah, I know.
Lighting, no crying, made up drama. It's got it all.
Yeah.
And suddenly we're in the episode. This is the thing that's a bit of a gripe for me with these kind of quote unquote documentaries.
Yes.
You don't actually know what's a preview of coming events.
No.
You don't know what's actually, because they tease everything throughout the whole thing, and they're also recapping you throughout the whole time and then talking about the recap. So about 3 things happen in the actual whole 45 minutes.
Should we get onto our how about a recap?
Maybe. That was it. Stella and Lighting. That's about it.
I'll put the song in. How about a recap?
Okay. There we go. Oh,
let's not do how about a recap.
That was a hit and a shirt.
That was a hit for us.
For us, yeah, one of our greatest. Mariah, what is wrong? Mariah arrives at her dress rehearsal at 11:30 p.m.
Yeah,
that's early in Mariah time.
It is,
so
we're doing daybreak.
Absolutely. The twins are here for some inexplicable reason at that time, but they don't want to be on camera because they've seen the edit for episode 1.
Yeah,
they're like,
no,
Mum, I don't. We're going to check out of this one.
Yeah.
We find out that Stella and Marianne, who's Mariah's background singer,
yes,
are bringing kids on tour too, and this is apparently fun. Like, we're really looking forward to having the children. This probably won't be a, what is it, bone of conjecture? Bone conjecture.
Children on tour won't be a bone of conjecture for anyone.
No, I think it'll be fine. Tanaka knocks on Mariah's door, and we still have to pretend they ain't fucking.
Oh my lord! Does he knock on her door?
Does he? Yeah, front and back. It turns out.
Like seriously, there was fire in the room.
Yeah.
At one point, it was does Stella know she should excuse herself?
Right, I know. We've already entered each other. Why is she still here? So Mariah is like, you've got to meet the twins, but we know she doesn't mean rock and roll. She is busting out in that change room. Like, you got to meet them. They're here.
I do love that he wanders in and she's like, I'm barely dressed, but hi.
Yeah.
Let's hang.
So, of course, they flirt a while as Mariah bees sexy.
Yeah. With her employee.
She does her I know. It's a bit regular, isn't it? She's like, well, other people date their dancers. Maybe I'll try that.
I'll try it.
I'll do it better. But anyway. So Mariah does an accent and talks about beer. She's just she's so funny.
She's
going into her southern,
I just wish it was more of that.
I know, that's what the whole episode we just need, like you said, Bianca just narrating the whole thing.
Bianca narrating the whole thing. This Southern woman with the beer.
Yes.
Who I think was the one in not Family Guy. Was she in Family Guy or American Dad? Like that's.
Oh yeah, one of those. We did touch on
she
it.
played in one of those.
Oh my God.
Like I'm like, that's what I need.
Meanwhile, Molly the indoor plant potato. I forgot that I wrote that. He's still trying to sort out the Apple TV in the hotel. It's been 6 months.
Is she still in the Apple TV?
Like, oh my God, I don't understand.
How is she this incompetent?
Well, could have something to do with this next bit.
Well, yes.
So Stella calls her a stupid, ugly, fugly, dumb, fucking cunt dick face over the phone. And now we're back at rehearsals. So that whole scene was just so that Molly could be yelled at by Stella.
Yeah. And
that's the role.
I suspect she has been hired so Stella doesn't look as wildly incompetent as she clearly is.
Yes. Let's get someone worse.
Yeah, let's get someone that I can blame all the bad shit on. So, Molly was meant to do that.
Yes.
I told Molly to get onto that.
Yeah.
That's something I told Molly to do.
Didn't.
I think, maybe Stella is to blame, but she would tell us that it's Molly's fault that while they were filming this alleged documentary, that they didn't bother to get releases for everybody. So there are some very cool people who are blurry.
Yeah, background dancers. Background singers,
background dancers, people
James
who
Packer.
are clearly doing very integral things in and around them that are important and are a blur.
People who Googled Stella before this was filmed. Basically, people are like, yeah, I'm not sinking.
But you get those permissions before you start. Before you bring the cameras in. You don't do this in reverse. I thought she was meant to be. This is my biggest angry rant about this show. I thought she was meant to have been, prior to this, a reality TV producer. This is what she does. How has she
can't even do that right?
fucked this bit of it up realistically? I can understand her fucking up a tour and fucking up being a manager for Mariah, but how are you fucking up the reality
actual
TV
thing that
show
you do?
that is your job that you've had for the last 10 years?
And I just can't.
Paris Hilton.
I can't believe Mariah seriously allowed this to happen.
I don't think she was going to be like this.
No, but I really thought at this point in her career, I really thought she'd have final cut.
Yeah.
She's Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
She's bigger than E.
She is bigger than E.
But now I'm wondering if Stella was just asking for some Molly. They just gave her a woman called Molly.
Maybe she was.
She's like, I just need some Molly, please.
I need some Molly. Who's this woman? That's Molly. You asked for it.
Oh, that's what I meant. The cameras are rolling now.
Molly.
She also asked for a different kind of E, but here we are.
She's on the E channel.
Yeah, that's what happened. We figured it out.
I think different people had different. I think Mariah did have final edit, and then Stella came in and did a final edit, and then because there's some things in the episodes I'm like, I wouldn't have let that in if I was her. And then Stella, I'm like, I wouldn't have let that in if I was her. And I'm like, I think sections of it were there were phone calls make sure you include that. Make sure you include that. Don't put that in. No, do put this in. Yeah.
It was actually probably Stella and Mariah in the editing bay fighting each other.
Yeah. One would go to the toilet and she'd be like, put that in now.
Oh, God. So Mariah talks a bit more about touring and reminds everyone that Tommy Mottola is much older.
Much older and controlling.
Much older,
it was nice to go back to our favourite moments from the book.
I know, it's a nice little recap. Yes. So Mariah and JD, have din-dins and talk about Mariah being Rapunzel, but thankfully she escaped and wrote Butterfly.
Yeah.
So it was all worth it because she saw the butterfly on the fireplace and was like, well, now I have that song.
And then we played a bit of it, which is, the best thing about this show is hearing songs. I love that the first 20 minutes is basically one of my favorite things in the world, which is the fantasy remix.
Yes.
just the siren playing in the background. I'm like, oh, I love this bit.
Yeah, that helps.
Shut up.
Tune out
Shush,
literally everything else.
The siren.
Stop talking all people on this show. Mariah now reminds us that she's going on tour. It's a world tour. This happens a lot.
Yeah.
So the tour. We've got to talk about the tour.
We've got to talk about the tour.
God.
It's a tour.
We've got to talk about the tour.
She's just finished her Vegas residency, and now she's on a world tour.
And it's a world tour. It's a world tour. That's a world tour.
Yeah, around the world.
Around the world, 2 countries. That's the whole world.
That's what I think she was. I think what she was sold on was this is a way to promote your tour.
Yeah,
like it's like, oh, we'll show a bit of the tour, and then we'll promote the tour, and then you can keep going on the tour. And she's like, yeah, sure. Because I'm going to be furious again. The other thing that's frustrating is you see little glimpses of stuff you do want to see in a tour show. Like it's like, oh yes, I love this bit backstage, and I'm interested in this, and oh, there's a bit of her singing and like she's riffing and having fun before the show, like all of that, and then I'm like, this could have been a really great concert film, and instead we've got fucking 8 episodes of Stella being a cunt.
Yeah, and that's I think if you took out literally all of the production, so the interviews, the voiceovers, it could be a fun little hour and a half to a doco on the DVD. Yeah. But no, let's not do that. With
full performances. Amazing.
Yes.
Which is what we want.
In 3D, in 4D. So they spritz us.
It's not like she's regular. Perfume. It's not like we need to cover up the fact that she's not singing when she's on stage. Like she can sing.
Well, we have watched a couple of Christmas concerts that I'd argue against that with. But anyway.
She's not in her first flush of youth anymore.
Vocal rest. It's all it is. She's only 12. What are you talking about?
Well, and it's cold at Christmas. The vocal cord sees
that's
a little in the
true.
Cold.
That is what it is.
Very cold.
I misspoke, evidently.
Can't have a humidifier going in winter because it just turns into icicles.
Oh, that sounds fun. That should be a part of the next insane Christmas book.
The humidifier that creates icicles.
It malfunctions and creates regular people. So Stella yells at some more people who I'm convinced don't exist. No. Like she's just on the phone, but you don't hear them like you normally would. So she's just yelling into a flip phone.
I love that her phone is always on a power brick as well. Like it's always attached.
Oh my God, I know. She's so important.
She's so important. It's always flat.
She's hoping that Molly comes in, the real one. Jose, the wardrobe designer, still hates Stella. I love, that's my favorite subplot in this, is that he can't stand her and will not do anything she says. No,
he can't stand her. He has very little patience also for the dancers.
Yeah, and pretty much anyone. So Stella forces her child to film Mariah for socials because she's 12, and so is Mariah. So admittedly, that does make sense.
That does make sense.
She's like, you're 12, she's 12. But yeah, no, everyone else is shit at their job. I'll just make my child do it.
That astounded me. And the fact that the only person who made comment of that was Christopher Buckle. And, and everyone else was like, yeah, we'll just
silent, go away. It's fine. We don't want to be on the socials ourselves. So we get a moment of Mariah talking about a video that isn't even a moment, but the music and editing tries to make us think it's a moment because she's on stage saying, "Oh, is this video right?" That's essentially the whole thing. But they're like, dun, dun, dun. Like everyone, oh my gosh, she's just asked if the video's not right, and it's all going to fall apart. And then Molly's crying in the corner, like
she's accidentally plugged the Apple TV into the concert hall.
Yeah.
That's why the video wasn't right. That's the Apple TV. That's for later. Yeah. I watch these flowers later. What was that video? Like some shitty stock footage that someone had not even paid for. Probably still had a watermark.
Yeah, who does she think she is? Me? That's my gig. Stop coming for it. Mariah discovers a mosquito during her confessional, and she can't with that. I can't with the mosquito. Is
like, I love anyone that, like, I've seen people shut down interviews for some pretty full-on reasons, but a mosquito would have to be up there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I love that it's like, it feels personal.
Yeah. Like it's coming for it.
It's back? Really? I thought we dealt with this. Like, remember 3 years ago?
There was a mosquito.
The mosquito got in and we got it out. It's come back. Someone didn't do their job properly. So maybe she does think there's one mosquito. Why does it keep coming for me?
The mosquito. It was a mosquito in 1997, remember? I was 2.
Yes, I could have died. Oh my God. So Mariah tells us now that they're basing themselves in London throughout the tour for the kids.
For the kids. And it's a world tour. So you've got to base yourself somewhere in the world. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be silly if you didn't. Can't base yourself in the ocean. That's her bathroom.
I mean,
how would she go to the bathroom?
She did at the start. Like she was based in the ocean for a while. But now she's on tour. You can't do a concert.
No, you can't do that. That's where she does her photo shoots.
Yeah.
And what about her orange bath salts? You know,
I know.
Back in Glasgow. So we were in London, but now we're in Glasgow again.
Which is based in London, but the concert's in Glasgow. Yeah, I get it.
Yes. So Molly meets Christopher Buckle, as you mentioned, for a debrief on Stella, and not to talk to him about the bathroom because, that's too much. I can't talk about wheeze and poos. Like, what?
What's that conversation?
I don't know. I think, like, they're actually... Like, I can't.
I do love that. I would just watch Mariah and Christopher Buckle reacting to people around them. Like, that is a show.
Yes. Because, like, they're camp, but they feel real camp.
Yes.
Like, all of Christopher's stuff is like, what the fuck's happening?
Like, yeah, like she's talking and
no one's told
his
him.
face is like, I don't believe you're a real person.
Yeah. Well, I do have a theory on that, which is... The next line says, someone feeds lines to Chris to make him say he thinks Molly is a psycho because of something behind her eyes. But everyone who's ever looked at Molly knows there's not shit going on behind those eyes. There's nothing. So I think he's got a little earpiece and they're like, say this, Christopher. And he's like, but I don't want to. But yeah, they'll buy it from you. You're gay. I don't know if he's gay. I assume he's gay, but I don't want to say he is if he's not. Because sometimes you find out they're not.
You do find out they're not. And you're like,
so,
how are you not?
Really? I know. Remember when I wasn't? Precious memories.
But then
so
sometimes
Maria,
you see their wives and you're like, oh, I see why you're not gay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very Girls 5 Ever.
Yeah.
Like Andrew Reynolds. Have you watched it?
A little bit, yes.
Yeah. So Maria, the nice lady, who just kind of is in the background doing things, actual work, I think, interrupts to open some doors. And someone says, adios. And Chris is like, she's not Italian. And this is quite honestly the most intriguing part of the episode so far.
She's not Italian. I really enjoy him so much.
He is fun. And I don't know who said adios. Like, who's that? Is that just the cameraman?
I don't know. Was it another one of the blurs, probably? One of the many people who hasn't
It was.
hasn't given permission to be on camera, but they went, this bit's really funny, so we'll just edit around them not being in it. Yeah.
Also, it turns out the chipmunk has pneumonia, which is code for we're only 13 minutes into this mess.
Oh my God.
So for some reason, during Molly's breakdown, she just comes out with that, which I kind of get where she was going in a way, but they really make it look like they really want to tell us that she's insane.
Yeah.
So I think she's overthinking things a bit, poor Moles. A little bit.
She feels cast. Of all the people, she feels like she's been cast to be incompetent, and it's
true.
Too much.
Yeah. It's like you said, Stella, we can almost understand because she has a role.
Yeah.
In it, but this is nonsense.
Yeah.
And really, the only real person does feel like Maria in the background trying to friggin' deal with everyone's shit. Yeah. She's like, I just need to open this fucking door. So Mariah speaks to Christopher about her large eyelids. And we learn, because there's a lot of space.
There's a lot of space.
You can get it right, you can get it wrong.
There's a lot to be painted. And she's done 500 hours of beauty school, so she knows
exactly
how to do it right.
It was just the 500 hours on the
eyelids.
one
eyelid, just the left.
Yeah.
That's why she had
the good side.
She can only do one side.
Exactly.
She never got to the class where you paint the other one.
No, doesn't know what to do. And of course, she talks about her bad side.
I did love that conversation. Like that, It was just like, I was a teenager. That's what they told me, so I believed it.
Yeah, and we got an accent. Got more accent.
Oh my God, the accent.
Which is always fun.
I would just watch hours of that. I get annoyed at all the other shit that they put into the show.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoy all the Mariah bits. I enjoy the Christopher Buckle bits. I enjoy the deranged audience members having a great time. Like, that is fun.
They do come up,
but I don't like everyone else.
I know. All the people who aren't really in her life.
Yeah, those people.
It's almost as if,
It's made up people who've been cast.
And it's weird as well, because obviously you've got the James Packer of it all, and even that doesn't feel like it was a real thing. So there was a lot going on at this time that was not real, even though we know Mariah's very real.
Yeah, she's very
She
real.
said.
As
She's
opposed
like,
to people
"I'm
who
real."
claim to be real. We know Mariah's real. We've
who
seen
are
her
not.
blow her
Yeah.
nose with toilet paper. That's what real people do.
Yes, in a movie.
In a movie.
And anyway, Mariah does clear up that it's not even that she has a bad side. It's just bad lighting.
Yeah.
Bad photographers.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's not having a bad side.
Yeah.
James Packer does briefly show up and makes sure to say the instructed 3 feet away from Mariah. Just
My
you can be in
boyfriend
it, but
James.
yeah, maybe green screen him in. I don't know. We'll figure it out in post.
He just
So
come over just to
Anthony-
make sure Tanaka's not creeping up on her in the background.
Which he is, but whatever.
we
What are you
know
going to do about
he
it?
is.
You're not allowed near me. So, Anthony, who we met last week, the creative director, is like,
He's a pain in the ass too.
He
He seems like
is-
not a real person.
no, he is like, I am sick of these motherfucking babies on this motherfucking bus. The dancers are not having no baby on no bus.
Yeah.
And I'm almost certain that there's more of this story to come. But for now, it's opening night and the lambs are speaking about Mariah. One commenting that he loves Mariah's music, but also the fact that she's Mariah.
Yes.
And he hopes she's late tonight.
I know,
It's
I
part of
love
the
that.
experience.
It's a true lamb
like,
that
darling.
prays for the latest show of all time.
If,
So they could say
if
they
she's
were
not
there.
late, is she even there?
Is she even there?
No. Does she even care?
No.
I don't.
I mean,
Oh.
did you go to the concert like I did, where we had to put up with an extra hour of Nick Cannon's alleged DJing because she
Oh,
was
no,
taking...
I didn't see that
man,
one.
that went forever.
I think the one I saw was the year later, so he must have been.
Yeah,
See you later.
There
Bye.
was a lot of DJing.
I think I had Tim-O-Matic.
Oh, Team-O-Matic would have been great.
Something was it Tim-O-Matic? Something.
I
Oh,
just...
no, maybe he opened.
I was
for someone else,
already
but-
drunk by the time the concert started because they had this whole thing with Richard Wilkins at the start and all you could drink.
Oh God!
Like in this
Oh,
little
yeah.
bar.
Yes,
for
I know.
VIP
I know.
area.
I know these things well. He's always at those.
He's always at
Sometimes
those.
simultaneously. It's very confusing.
How is he 3 concerts at once?
I don't know.
He's an AI.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, actually. The show begins, and apparently this horrifically mismanaged mess goes off without a hitch.
Yeah,
Sure, whatever.
sure.
I believe it. Yeah.
That's the thing.
So,
That's the thing that also, yeah, you're right. It does not ring true. It's like, how is this so chaotic and
Yeah.
still amazing?
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't write this, but how Stella's like going through the Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just the lamb saying, "We love you, Mariah." It's like, it's the best show I've ever seen. I'm like, I don't think that's the New York Times, darling.
That's the Lambs.
The lambs.
But
They're
that's
better.
the honest. Well, you know, the Lambs did say that the playlist was amazing, and she always does choose good songs.
That's true. The playlist. So Gen Z.
I know. Playlist.
So for some reason, Mariah is in hair and makeup after the show. Okay. Like full hair and makeup.
She's gonna go
Suddenly we're
somewhere after the
talking.
show.
That's true. Well, where she goes is interesting. Suddenly we're talking about the motherfucking baby on the motherfucking bus again. Mariah is, she hears about it. She goes, yeah, that makes sense. But that doesn't make for good TV. So poor Mariah has to deal with it on her private jet while having a splash. I think that's why they got her in hair and makeup. So they could put her on the jet and make her answer a phone. And she's like, well, I can't answer a phone not looking like this. Like, I need to
Don't answer a phone
go
in
on
a
camera.
tracksuit. Sorry.
No.
I'm Mariah fucking
that's-
caring.
Yeah, so I guess we'll have to do hair and makeup. And I don't care if we get fined, Stella. So Mariah tells us that when she has a day off, because now we're having a day off, so these things move very quickly. She tells us that she has to spend it with the kids, which I think is meant to sound fun, but comes across more like a chore. Like,
Yeah.
I have to, legally, I have to spend it with the kids.
Yeah. Because, their father is busy making more.
Yeah. Eventually, I won't know which is which. Because there's just be so many children on the bus with the dancers. All of them are
Who
Nick
are all
Cannon.
these
Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe Nick Cannon is the baby daddy of this other
Maybe.
kid and Stella's kid. And
Yeah.
that's why Mariah hired them to go, oh, fine. I'll give you a job.
give you a
All right.
Give you a job of putting up with his batter.
Batter's not kind. Oh, I can't hear it. It's actually blocking it out. That's brilliant. Mariah reminds us that her family is shit, so she's trying to make a better one, which includes going to castles.
Oh,
so
yes.
My family didn't take me to castles, so therefore I need to go to castles. Yeah. So, just when you think it's over, busgate is apparently still a thing. Oh, yeah. With the dancers all very happy that the kid is gone, and I love that it shows them partying, but not on the bus. Not on the bus. Because that would be weird. It's like, no, show them on the bus being happy, but that the kid's not there.
Well, I think because the kid was on the bus and it's a confected outrage, and they were happy to have the kid on the bus.
Yeah, probably.
And it was fine having the kid on the bus because they were going to go somewhere and party.
Well, someone needs to tell Marianne because she's pissed.
She's a very skilled actor. I think she's pissed off at him for other things.
Yeah, probably. I liked you. She lied. Molly tells Chris about her boring muesli bar.
So, the muesli bar scene. Can we... What happens there?
That's the whole scene.
Okay.
Wow. That, and also, she's not dressed in green for St. Patrick's Day.
That was, she let her family down.
Absolutely. Like ancestors. Like she's off the list.
So because it's St. Patrick's Day, that must mean it's nearly anniversary time.
Oh.
It's only like a week later.
We're getting some anniversary next week.
Maybe.
That wasn't on the next week on.
No,
but
I think the anniversary might be carefully skipped over.
Yeah, could be. That's sweet. Now we're talking about cabbage. This is really happening.
Cabbage. Yeah,
remember she was like talking about farts. It's Do you know who is wearing green though? Mariah.
Yes.
Mariah's wearing green. Everyone else is bleak. Why is no one else in green?
Bleak.
I'm in green.
Blake, darling.
I did know what I think happened. Molly said, I'm so excited for tomorrow. I'm going to wear green. I know that Mariah really loves when people get into, the festivities of it all. Yeah. And Stella was like, I'm not having this. I'm going to call you early so you can't get your green on.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen here. So Marianne...
Or she was just told, please don't wear green. Mariah's wearing green.
Yeah.
And
that's probably more likely. Yeah. Marianne, the backup singer with the child, is still going on about busgate, and she wants to murder Anthony dead.
Yeah.
Like, it's 0 to 100. It's not like, oh, hey, like, I hear there might be an issue. It's like, I'm going to scalp you here and now, and I'm going to curb stomp you.
It feels like something else happened that we didn't see, and they're saying it's about the child on the bus.
I know. Nothing. There probably isn't a child.
Probably...
Let's be real. Like, we saw one glimpse. It's probably the same stock footage as the flowers.
They blurred him out. They
get the right it could be. They just shrunk down an adult that they had to blur out and said it was a child. So Stella mentions that Mariah is the only low maintenance person on this tour, which I would believe if it wasn't for the Apple TV and they're getting into hair and makeup after a show. But I will say, maybe this whole show was put together to be like, we need Mariah to come across as low maintenance. Yeah. So let's surround her with insane people, just everywhere. And
but Mariah likes to look high maintenance. Like
I know. That's what's so confusing. It's like they got the memo, but they misinterpreted it. She's like, no, I want to be.
No, I am high maintenance.
Yes.
I don't want to be carried on a couch. I mean, I do want to be carried on a couch, but I don't want to be carried on a couch.
Yeah.
You can see the bind I'm in.
I
don't want to walk.
I need it.
But also, I don't want you to drop me. So
and I deserve to be carried.
I deserve to be carried because I'm Mariah fucking Carey.
Yeah.
And
but at my shoulder.
But yeah, I don't want to fall.
I've
fallen before. Like, I do enjoy her being wheeled around backstage in a chair.
Oh god, yeah. It is fun though, because of course people talk about that, but it looks like they're having fun.
Yeah,
she's in heels. She's like, I can't
walk in.
Darling, just push me. So Stella sends Molly to surprise a super fan with a meet and greet in the audience.
Oh my gosh, Molly.
There's some nice. I know.
She can barely get out of the toilet.
Oh gosh, I think she's still in there to this very day. There is some nice workplace bullying, and I just wrote, honestly, this is unwatchable. It's really bad. Like, I don't know
the whole sending her out to get a fan. I was like, yeah. Yeah, she's going to be terrible at it. She's going to bring the wrong person.
Yeah, I know. And the whole like profile versus profile. Okay.
Yeah.
Anthony is still worried that Busgate is affecting his chemistry with Mariah on stage.
Of course it is, because he's being a dickhead and he's causing her problems. And so, of course,
I'm
she's
okay.
like,
You're a dickhead.
I don't want to. I don't want to deal with it.
But the funny thing is, Mariah seemed to understand. She's like, yeah, the dancers need that space. But Stella's like, the budget. I'm like, the child could like be rolled up and put with the
clothes,
the
in the
Delulala.
This is the other thing that I think is problematic about this show is the budget, and it's like, this is not.
We don't
Mariah
believe you.
Carey. This is not.
Yeah, we
her
don't.
line.
Yeah, exactly. We don't believe it.
Yeah, like
because
you've got
that's insane.
James Packer there, who's one of the richest people who
I
ever
know.
lived.
With his other yacht.
With his other yacht. Yeah. And, you're doing a world tour. It's, we have ourselves been to concerts by people we think are amazing. And there's a whole big black cloth hiding the bits that don't have people in it. And that's when, someone might need to skimp on the tour.
Yes.
But when you're looking at this arena that is chock-a-block up to Pussy's bow, it's like, why are you worried about the budget when it doesn't make sense to me in any way, shape, or form? Like there's cognitive dissonance happening in this program.
And yet we're bringing Molly along.
Yeah. Well,
it's like we couldn't get the extra 2 dancers, but Molly can come.
Maria looks like she could have done all that without Molly. In fact,
absolutely.
I think
Maria is the only one doing any work
I think
here.
as soon as Molly walked out, Maria connected the Apple TV up to the way it was meant to
sure.
be.
Yeah, absolutely. And I find it so funny that Maria, it's like she's somehow snuck through. Like they were like, we can't shoot around her because she's actually got to be here.
She's got work to do.
But she's not part of any of this shit.
I do
so
love that scene where
regular
Maria comes in to do her job and Christopher's like being interviewed. He's like, she's totally interrupted my time by doing her job, but I can't interrupt because I know she's the only fucking asshole doing anything.
I know. She's the one important person that's not Mariah here. God. So where am I? I've got to remind myself where I am now. Busgate. So Anthony's all worried about their chemistry, and he tries to get a little more rehearsal time. Oh. And Mariah, she reminds him not to get saucy on camera.
No.
Because on camera she can't get ugly on his ass.
Yes.
She's like, don't get saucy on camera. We're on camera.
And I have to be Mariah. And there are some things I
have
want
to smile.
Say to you.
So Mariah doesn't want the drama. She doesn't want the games.
I don't want the games.
Literally, she could fix this in 2 seconds. Yeah. But this is the only content they have for this entire episode. So she can't. And also she'll get fined if she doesn't keep walking.
Yeah. Again, it's like $5,000 a second. It's like, yeah, I've got that. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I did actually kind of like, that's one of the few things that I felt was real from Stella, that you hear about these kind of things. Like when Madonna comes on at 3 a.m. and gets fined for it. Yeah. You're like, oh, this is legit. And it's like, and they've got to be out of a certain area. It's actually not the whole building.
Yeah.
And, so that's interesting because, of course, they've got to take down the stage and blah, blah. But I was like, that's one actual tour thing that we learned.
It's a real tour thing that happened.
It's a real tour. It's the only real tour thing, I think. Yeah. So we do have some nice Mariah mum chat about missing the kids. Again, an actual moment.
Cute moment.
And then she tells us about elevator lighting and how Christy Brinkley told her to wear glasses, darling.
Just the most Mariah moment of all time. I loved it.
I know. And this is, what you were saying before about it's like people are calling up to say, put that in.
Yeah.
Because this felt like an actual Mariah story that she would tell that was and the moment talking about the kids felt like a real emotional thing.
And I love
genuine.
The thing I love about the Christy Brinkley moment was it's like, I'm going to drop a name, and because I'm surrounded by people who are terrible, I'm going to have to explain who she is, but I will because I'm good at my job.
Someone's going to do it. It's me and Maria.
Because she's like, Christy Brinkley, who was the ultimate model of the 80s. She, great.
Whenever that was.
Perfect. I loved it. Elevator lighting, darling. Always put your dark glasses on.
Absolutely. And guess what? Busgate is still going.
Why?
I know,
I thought
but who
elevator lighting
cares?
was the end of the episode. That was a
know.
great high to get out on.
So, I mean, this is what I've written. Guess what? Busgate is still going, but who cares? Because Mariah is getting rolled around backstage. Marianne is still being a sook over her alleged child. Ugh, I just don't care. Next week.
Why doesn't anyone care
Mariah's
about
World.
like Stella's annoying child that seems to be there?
Well, she's working for free.
I know, but she's still underage. Like, why is she? Like, is she on the bus with the dancers?
I think she's driving the bus.
Okay, probably.
Yeah.
It's like, why one
the
child?
bus driver couldn't do
there's
it.
Like, there's 4 children. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why is it just one child?
And and that's what odd. I'm guessing Marianne is on the bus with the dancers.
Yeah, that's fine.
And that's why her son is there as well. Yeah. Whereas the other kids would be on the bus with the other crew, I guess, like Christopher.
This is what I don't understand. Like, yeah.
I would almost understand it more if they were like concerned about the kids' welfare. Yeah. If they were like, it gets a bit rowdy. Also, we are athletes essentially. Yeah. We need proper rest, and then we blow off a lot of steam. But then you'd just be like, 4 days of the week they're going to be going to bed early.
Yes.
And then over the weekend, can the kid go on one of the other buses? Have a sleepover with Rock and Row.
Yeah.
Because we're going to get a little, have a splash.
It just seemed like you say, a confected argument to drive this episode that really didn't mean anything.
Yeah, a bone of conjecture, I think is what they call it. So next week,
oh my God,
Mariah is worried about her hair and tries her hand at science.
Oh, science. That's almost like maths.
I can't remember why, but there was something scientific going on.
Do you know what I did love? I loved the paintings. The kids.
Which paintings?
The paintings that the kids left for her.
Oh, when she came home. Yes.
Oh, so
do you reckon Molly did them? Do you reckon they made Molly do them? Mariah needs cheering up. Paint her something. And she tried. She really tried. And they were like, this, once again, he's underwhelming. We'll just say it's from the kids.
It's rock and roll.
It's just Jaden saying, please don't kick me off the bus.
Oh, poor Jaden.
I'm surprised we had this much to talk about from this episode.
Because I got really angry at some very terrible production decisions about this terrible show.
Oh my God. It's really bad. There's no excuse for any of it.
Yeah. And she's radiant in every scene.
Obviously.
Just sometimes just standing around in her stage outfits, just having a chat. I just dress like this.
Yeah.
Come in, Tanaka. Let's have a chat. I just dress like this.
Anyway, I'm going to do an accent. Everyone, accent.
She's having, you go, being on tour with Mariah would be amazing. How have they made it look so annoying?
And realistically, the reason they've probably brought in all these people is Mariah's like, I'm going on tour. I need vocal rest. Yeah. I don't want any of this nonsense. I will give you 5 minutes a day.
Yeah.
And you can do all the rest however you please. Yeah. So in her head, she's probably not that bothered by any of it, really, because she doesn't actually have to deal with any of it. They're, I'll give you 5 minutes. Starker's
you know what they really should have done if they wanted a dramatic show?
What's that?
Morgan.
Yes.
Oh my God. That would have been a show.
Morgan is Stella. Organising everything. Alison is Molly.
Alison,
and Patricia is Jaden on the bus. So we don't want Patricia on the bus.
I don't want Patricia on the bus.
Mariah's
like, I don't want Patricia on the bus either.
No, I wheeled her onto your bus for a reason. So then Alison is poor Molly trying to set up the Apple TV. It's probably exactly what it is.
Oh my God. I wish it was the Maria show, because Maria is giving me life.
I love Maria.
Maria and Mariah, they're my favorite characters.
Yeah, and Bianca. Mariah and Bianca.
Tanaka's tits.
Tanaka's tits, just his tits, not the rest of it.
I don't care about the rest of Tanaka, just his tits.
Tanaka's tits. Sure. I mean, at least we make it fun. This was much more fun than actually watching the show. So if you're wondering whether you should watch the show, don't watch the show. Just watch this.
Just watch this. This is more fun. Us talking about the show.
And I mean, even we're still quite shit. Yeah. But in comparison.
Yeah. But we've put no effort in.
No. Well. Or too much.
All right. Let's head home.
Yeah.
Almost at the end of the podcast. Podcast, baby. Almost there, almost home. You could probably say, but you won't 'cause of copyright.
We are almost home. I have some terrible, terrible news for you. I'm very sorry to say that our trip to Mariah's World was only one episode long, and we are venturing back into the regular verse.
Oh no! Surely there's none left.
There's so much left.
Except she's just dropped 11 things.
I know. Every time we turn around, she's dropped a whole bunch of other things that increasingly it seems no one cares about, but we do. In the
She
regular
needs
verse.
that Billboard #1, the Antarctica sheep charts. I don't know.
She probably couldn't even crack that.
Who beat her? Who do you think beat her? Stacey Rico, probably. That video of Jessica Simpson singing with Jewel, definitely.
That video of Ashley Simpson on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. The SNL sketch of ABBA Christmas, probably.
Miley Cyrus asking someone to pull her finger.
Yes, yeah. Diana Arnade sang that one song in the 90s. Diana Arnade chat has made a comeback.
Whoa,
the Cause are all over it.
Of course.
Absolutely.
It's Billboard Hot
I don't know why I thought of her.
Antarctica. Hot 100 will burn through the permafrost. Anyway, that's next week here on Me, I Am a Memoir. Are you making anything happen?
Make it happen.
I put a little taster single out where I did a bit of a Triple J like a version, if you don't mind, where I took a really old Alanis Morissette pre-Jagged Little Pill track.
Oh,
when she was
you can't
a
do that on
90s.
television. When she was in the problematic Nickelodeon era.
Pretty much, yeah. The full-on 80s, 80s but in the 90s.
Yes.
The Robin Sparkles, if you will.
Robin Sparkles, yes.
And gave it a little makeover just to see if I could. And so that's out there now. It's called Too Hot. It's a little taste test because I saw it as a challenge because I thought Alanis doesn't like that song. Maybe I can make her like it if she ever hears it, which she won't. But
She liked my humps. You never know.
that's true. In my head, she's going to hear it and go, finally, someone put together a version that I can get behind. Yeah. And now I'm going to do it on tour and bring him with me.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Manifesting.
You are manifesting. Yeah. Bless.
Yeah.
We'll get that from Possible Prince X, wherever you get your music from.
You're streaming.
Whichever, service that won't pay anyone unless they've got 1,000 listens. We're one of those.
Yeah. I'm almost at the threshold, not really. They get you to put a threshold in when you, like this amount before you get paid. I'm like, when I'm 85, I'm getting that $500. I tell you. Absolutely.
Oh, bless. So yes, you can get that anywhere. Hard Quiz continues to be on ABC every Wednesday night. And
it's a Mariah Lego to look forward to.
At some point. But, like the episodes that are on now were made 18 months ago. So, strap in. I do have an announcement coming soon, but this is an announcement of an announcement. So I'll tell you about that.
I love an announcement of an announcement.
When I can talk about it. But it's Hard Quiz adjacent. Anyway, but yes.
You got a new cup.
I do. I've got a new cup. It's bigger.
Yay.
So, yes, please join us here again next, not Mariah Monday.
No.
In the regular verse for, we're going to be listening to J-Lo sing in Spanish, which we normally like.
Yes. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's see if we still do.
Something tells me.
May not. Bye, Emily.
Bye.